What's up? What's up? What's up, people? This is Elijah back again with Humble Dad on Glenn's is How I See It. Today we have another special guest. This gentleman we've been growing up to. Well, we've grown up together for all of our lives because we related. You know what I mean? And it has been an incredible opportunity for me to see him grow up to be an all-time great dad. And he has three beautiful children, and he's married and he's a coach. He got a lot of things going on in his life, but we're gonna talk to him and see what he says about being a dad. Welcome none other than Mr. Zeph. What it
Hey
is,
man,
sir?
appreciate you having me on, man. You know, I got a bone to kick with how long it took. Now I'm just playing. I
You
appreciate
should.
you having me on. I appreciate
You
it.
should. I was trying to make sure that we was cool before I asked you to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey,
you can't have these type of conversations. We ain't cool. Man.
hey man, we always cool, man.
That's
Always.
what's up. That's what's up. So we're gonna get right off into it because I like to honor people's time. And the first question is, what do you feel like the difference between a dad and a father is?
Man, I would say to me, a dad is anybody, any man that makes a baby. I would say a father is someone who actually took the time and gave their best and worked on themselves and gave their best
Mm.
to raise effective member of society. And also, even a little deeper than that, man, tries their best to raise their kids as who they were created to be. And so that's what I say a father is.
That's what's up. I thank you for answering that because I always ask that question because everybody has a different perspective. And when I had talked to Uncle, he had said he was both, you know, and so and he explained it from that perspective. And then some people flip the words, and then some people say, well, it just depends, right? And so I just like to get people's perspective on the definition as we proceed, right?
Okay.
So so it's no big deal. There's no right or wrong answer that I've heard,
Yeah.
but everybody has the same connotation in their delivery of what they're trying to say.
Right.
So, with that being said, let's go back into when you was a youngster. Talk to us about your dad or your father figure, or like what was your life like with a father figure or a dad in your life. We'll talk about elementary through middle school, and then we'll get to high school and college.
Man, so I grew up with a single mom, and my dad, I knew who he was. Actually, I look a, I look a lot like him, but so I knew who he was, and I remember going to see him probably up until around when I was 8 or 9, and then it was very, very infrequent. I'm talking about probably, let's say if I didn't see him again at 10, I probably saw him once at 17. Probably saw him again at like 20, and then probably again after that, probably around 25, and then probably saw him a couple of times, and then I didn't see him again honestly until like a year and a half ago. So
Wow.
very infrequent, man. And so I'll say I grew up without a father. I knew who
Okay.
and the thing is, and it comes to personality, and I'm not gonna go too far, down this road, but it everybody differently. I know I'm affected with growing up with a single mom, but it didn't affect me in the sense of it didn't affect me psychologically, it didn't affect
Okay.
me, emotionally or any of those things, and it come down to this for me, and I don't want to speak for my brother, but I don't remember my parents being together. So when I look through my life and the infrequency of how much I saw um, him, he wasn't ever there. So
Yeah.
that to me, that's just the way it was. And, I
Okay.
was, you know, emotionally unaffected by it. When I know now when I look back on different things that I was experiencing, I wish I had some guidance, some male guidance, but like I didn't sit up and miss him. I didn't, sit up at a game and wish he was there and all those things that a lot of people go through. I just for whatever reason I didn't have any of that. So which
Mm,
also means I didn't have any animosity.
mm.
was
Yeah. Right.
angry.
Yeah.
He just wasn't there. And in all honesty, even at a young age, the person he was at the time, I was kind of happy he wasn't in my life. I don't know if it
Wow.
was being the person who he was in my life, if that would have even been beneficial. So,
That's a good
so
point.
that's
Yeah.
kind of me. My mom, our uncle was all of our, positive male role model. Outside of him, I was think 17 when my mom married my stepdad, Timo.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I gleaned a lot from him, probably more so when I moved out. Some things he was trying to teach me, I didn't realize he was teaching me. And Timo was old school, man. He is exactly what I needed. I'm talking about old school, come in the living room, pick up the remote, and turn the channel. Like, it don't matter what I'm watching. And this his
Yeah.
house.
Do you do that? Do you find yourself doing that to your kids?
Man, yeah, I do. I do.
Me
And
too.
they know it's coming. It depends what they watching.
For sure.
I'm not, they watch a lot of YouTube
Oh, your kids too?
and like weird, like social commentary stuff.
Yeah.
And so I'm not watching. I mean, I watch a little bit of it, but we're not about
Yeah.
to watch that for hours and hours. So yeah,
Yeah.
I try not to though. If I'm coming in or into their space, I try not to just depending on what's on. I try not to just completely turn it on something that they are not into. I try to find something that we watch together, or some stuff like that. But yeah, I
That's
do.
what's up.
It's my house. It was his
It
house.
is.
It's my house.
Right.
It's part
So
of
when you,
it.
so what was the thing? So what was the main part of what Timo was teaching you? If you can go back and say, okay, I remember this particular time, and but I didn't hear it then, but then later I understood what he was saying.
Man, so this is a unique story because it wasn't dealing with me. There was someone that we knew who went and lived with his friend, and he was sleeping on his friend's couch, and he wasn't working, he wasn't doing anything. And Timo said, "Man, that's the worst thing that could have ever happened to him." And I'm like, "What you
Mhm.
have anywhere to stay? He didn't have anywhere to live. What you? I'm not understanding how somebody giving somebody somewhere to live and somewhere to lay their head is detrimental to them.
Right.
And what I come to understand him is, um, it, as good of a friend and that person thought he was being to him, he allowed him to be lazy. He allowed a grown man to lay on the couch and not work
Mhm.
and not do anything. And I think
Mhm.
that caused some struggles for that person throughout their life. And so
Mhm.
I'll never forget him saying that as
Wow.
though he did need somewhere to live, but to be able to exist in a space with nothing being required of you for us
Wow.
look like us, I've
Wow.
come to know that's detrimental to you because society is not going to treat you that way. And one day
Wow.
you're not going to be able to live there, and nobody's giving you for free. So
Wow.
that's something I always
How
remember that.
how old were you when that? How old were you when that story? When that situation?
Um, man, I was probably around 18, 18 or
Okay,
19,
so
somewhere
you was
around.
almost out. So you was almost
Yeah,
out the house, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
okay. So at the moment, you were bothered by that statement, or did you
Yeah,
come to the
yeah, because
understanding like
the
in that
person,
moment?
the person was close to us
Okay.
and did need somewhere to live.
Okay.
Uh, and so that's all I was looking at is they need somewhere to
Okay.
stay. We not offering them somewhere to stay.
Okay. Okay.
Somebody's giving them somewhere to live, but man, that was so true what he said, and I
So
definitely.
what age were you when you came to the point of like, okay, that made sense what he was saying?
Man, it was probably I don't know, probably when I was out of college, maybe when I just
Wow. So like 4 or 5 years.
yeah continue to thinking back and seeing what's going on in that person's life, like seeing
Wow.
the fulfillment
Okay.
of a lazy person trying to
Mm.
figure out, and not just lazy, but someone who had been allowed to not work and to not fend for themselves, kind of try to get out of it. And they eventually did, but and I'm not gonna tell their story, but
Yeah.
I do understand what he was saying. and
Oh, okay.
why he was, and also what he was doing for me. Not trying to allow me to exist in a space that's just given to me. Knowing that how am I going to respond when I'm no longer there? Now there
Mm,
if I disagree with on
yeah.
that on how we raise kids and what we expect out of our young people when they graduate high school and when they come home from college, and how we don't always try to help them be fully set before they're gone. But I
Yeah.
do identify with the opposite of letting them do nothing.
Right. So how would you? So then, what would you have done, seeing as though you're an individual that's able to kind of try to see both sides of the spectrum, if you will? Then what would have been what I can't think of the words I want to say, but what would you have done in that situation? Because it will probably come about for both of
Yeah.
us
So
having those age kids, right? So what would
yeah.
you do?
So my plan, and it all depends on what the Lord has to say. But my plan is to allow them to be with me, and I think it's different between families, different
Okay.
families, different needs. But my hope is to be in a position to where if my kids are living with me as a young adult, either right after high school, working on a trade, or right after college, coming back home trying to figure it out, is to require them um, to contribute to the house.
Okay.
Um, whether that's buying groceries, whether cleaning, not just your stuff, helping take care of the house just like they do now,
Hmm.
and as paying for something, you know, you know, a bill. I really hope I'm in the position for whatever they paid me for them to hand them back when they walk out. Um, that's
That's
my
good.
hope. That I
Yeah.
guess, of course, they watch this video, but that's my plan, or that's
Okay.
what I would like. If I had everything going the way I would like to, is for them to be paying into something and contributing to the house, and then for me, as they move out, me to be able to hand them and say, hey, here's everything you paid me plus some. Go
Mhm.
life with a good foundation.
So
But
are you
like
thinking about that? Are you thinking about that like going into right out of high school, or you talking about after they
if they are in college and they are away at school, or if they're in college and they're here and they're taking care of business, and that's the difference too. And that's why I say it's a lot of nuances in this. I know
okay,
a couple of families with college age kids who are living at the house, who are not doing so great, and so they're making decisions on
yeah,
they treat their young people in their house. But I go into, so if he's off the school, then we got him. Of course, he's not at the house, but we're trying
right,
to do as we can to to help them while they're gone. If they are, say, going to a junior college while they're living here, um, it depends on how many hours they're taking and what their day looks like. If they're taking a full load and they really are doing school, that first semester, that first year, then I just want them to focus on being a good student. If
okay,
they're off, waking up late, not
yeah,
doing it, and then that's a different story. Then we got to
okay, okay.
with the game plan.
That's what's up. So okay, so thank you for that. So that makes sense to me because what I'm thinking about is other cultures and how they kind of have a community that is preparing their children to be productive in the
Right.
sense of course schooling or education, but they provide them with a nest egg, if you will, when they
Yeah.
are leaving, whether it's to go
Yeah.
into business, whether it's to pay for a
Yeah.
house. They give them that, I guess, their inheritance early,
Right.
to start them on that. And so that's what we have been trying to prepare for our kids. Like we want our place to be where they're okay to come back and they're comfortable with coming back, so that they can start building while they're here and not
Yeah.
stressing about money and where you're gonna live. Yes, you're gonna
Right.
have the pay for something,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I want you to leave here mature enough to handle what it is that you're gonna have to handle away from here. and start on a better foot than I did, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the goal. And like I said, every situation is different,
Right.
but we're thinking about like I I think we all would want them to be able to say, you don't give me anything. I got you. I'm taking care of you until you're ready to move out. But I don't want them to move out and not know how to pay a bill, to know how
Right.
to have never.
Right.
So trying to create an environment while they're with you where they learn those things, but also not taking their money, man. Like I think that's
Yeah.
that's what we struggle at in our culture, and I get it. It's hard. You do want your kids to know, what it's like to pay bills, and what it's like, when they get out there, how hard it is. But man, I'm not trying to take anything from my kids, and I pray that I'm in position. And again, it's some parents who need the money. Like
Yeah.
it's some families that need the help. My
Right.
prayer, we're in position to where I don't need anything from them, and whatever I'm doing
Hmm.
is to truly help them.
That's what's up. So let's go back to like them being kids. Well, they still are kids, of course. What are the
Yeah.
ages? What are your ages of your kids?
Man, ZJ just turned 12. It's my son.
Woo!
Grace is 10, and Hope just turned 2.
Man, we in the same lane, bro. In the same lane. Okay, cool. So talk to me about the first time that you heard that you was about to have ZJ. Do you remember
Man,
when she gave you the news?
man, it's crazy. And I actually messed up. Now, and we'll get into this because ZJ reminds me of me. ZJ is the first time I realized how it is to deal with me, as in my lack of enthusiasm when people give me exciting news, right? Like I know this funny thing. I told my roommate, I say, "Is that how it was? Like you come in the
Yeah.
room?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's what's up."
That's how you are, bro. You could have asked anybody in the family. The only time
I
you
had
laughed is when you told the joke.
stop it. That is funny. So Amanda, we had just got married, man. Like I'm thinking, like ZJ is either conceived on the wedding night or the day after. We just got married, and
Wow.
a feeling. And so, like, she was trying to like be all sweet and give me a card. And I wasn't like trying to be mean. Like, she was giving me the card, and I was just saying, "Oh, I know what this is," because I knew what it was. Man, she thought I wasn't excited. I had to go. I wonder if I could find those pictures, man. I had to I went in Photoshop, like put a pregnant belly on her. Stuff like to show her how excited and happy I was. But
Yeah.
for you, so that was the reaction, but a lot of feelings going through my mind. Like I said, we just got married. Amanda was still in school. Like, oh, are we ready for
Oh,
this?
okay.
Lord, why so soon? Can we enjoy our marriage? Can we enjoy
Mm,
uh
yeah.
being married? So, that's kind of the reaction when I found out, we were having a baby that
So
first
then when
time.
you come to, so when he is, were you there in the room when he was born?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so talk to me about I remember specifically the day that Gianna was born, what was going on, the morning, all the way through the day, and even through the evening. So I won't go much into it, but do you remember that day that everything
Yeah, yeah.
started?
And yeah, and it's I was a little different. We had 3 C-sections, and and they were not planned out weeks in advance, but
Mhm.
we going to bed at night. We're gonna have a baby in the morning. We're gonna have
Okay.
a baby in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think with ZJ, what happened was um, we went to the doctor, and they're doing the estimates of the weight and all that, and then he we went back, and I think the weight was under what it was the last time.
Oh
So
wow.
we made a decision to go ahead, since we were having a C-section. No, I don't think we knew he was having a C-section. We
Mm.
made a decision to go ahead and have the C-section, to go ahead and get him out to make sure he was okay.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and so that's kind of how that happened. And man,
Did you get to hold him? Go
that was
ahead.
crazy.
Did you
He
get to
was
hold him?
fine. Did you hold him? Yeah. So what
Mhm.
happened is he came out. They took him out. Um, they take him to the table in the C-section. They take him out and they go wipe him off, and they're like they're checking their limbs and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and then they bring him over to you, and like I got to hold him. Of course, Amanda's laid out, so she don't get to hold him. So I get to hold him and like show him to Amanda. So yeah, I got to hold him.
There we go. My internet
Okay, I
went
don't know where
crazy.
you went out on the story.
That was on me. I was asking you, did you hold him? And then you was
Yeah,
about to talk to me about holding him.
yeah. So I got to hold him. As I was saying when you left the C-section, they they kind of take him and go wipe him off real quick because he comes straight out. um,
So
it's
did
funny.
you see the whole thing? Or were you standing
Yeah, so
behind the
here's what's
curtain?
crazy. Like they give you if the advice they give dads is if you're going through a C-section to not look over the
They say
sheet.
that. They say that.
So I don't know if I looked, but because I was recording, I think I got
Oh
but
man.
not but as he was coming out, not the whole thing as they're slicing
Oh,
right through
okay. Okay.
the
Listen,
layers of stuff.
listen.
Just as it was.
Before you continue, yeah. Before you finish that moment, that I saw it when I walked in the room. They had already did the cut, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh, like you were
that's
supposed to wait
right.
till
They
I got
start
in.
before you get in there. That's right. That's right. They start before you get in there. And he's
Yeah.
still watching all these bloody rags get dropped on the floor. I'm like, man, what is going on? So but she got a really cool doctor. So yeah, so I grabbed them, they go clean him off, they like check his legs and stuff. I'm like, he okay? And they're like, yeah, this is just what we do. And they
Mm.
give him and I hold him and I go show him to Amanda. And so yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah. So what was your emotion? Were you smiling? Because she said, nobody knows your emotion necessarily. Like, what was your emotion
Man, I don't know,
or your
tired
thought?
here.
For sure.
Glad it's
For
over
sure.
with, wondering what am I gonna do? Because I mean, if anybody know me or close told me, like I don't do babies. Like the only babies I do are my own babies. I don't even hold babies. Like somebody would
Wow.
have to hand me, like physically put a baby in my hand.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
or somebody, I don't do. I just don't do.
Why? Why?
I don't know, man. I'm big. They small.
My pastor said the exact same thing, bro. Like he said, listen, I can't hold. Like it's hard holding. He had six. He's like,
Why?
man, I was. He said I was. Like, I had a hard time trying to. I didn't want to drop him. That's all he could
Yeah,
think about. I
they
didn't want
so
to drop
little, man. They so little. And so yeah, I held him and go through all those emotions, looking at how he looked, counting every toe, counting every
him.
finger,
Yeah,
looking, sure,
yeah,
all those
yeah.
things.
That's what's up. So then so your second one comes at 2 years later, right?
Really, yeah, a year and some change.
Okay, so years some change.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
like because Grace will be 11 in August. So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
so they're in back to back grades. He's in sixth grade. She's in fifth grade.
okay.
So yeah. Now that one was the what?
That was the
You
what?
that news? No, you not. Like we got a baby right now.
That's
You
hilarious.
know,
Oh man,
like
a baby right?
we
Yeah.
got a baby. We got a 1-year-old right now. What do you mean?
Wow, man.
You pregnant?
Wow.
So that
So yeah,
that
that's
one was
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that one was crazy because I can't remember if Amanda was working. She wasn't into her career yet, and we were
Okay.
trying to figure out, what she was going to really do. She was,
Mm,
considering some other fields. She wasn't in education yet. She was, think she was thinking she was going to go into the medical field, and she was trying to see what she needed to do that. So, like,
mm,
fortunately I was coaching already then, so I kind of already knew what I was doing, but I was super busy.
yeah.
Coaching and different things like that. Funny story. So when ZJ was born, I had to miss a track meet. Come to think of that, of that story, I was
Oh,
the head
wow.
track coach. Yeah, I had to.
Really?
Yeah, I was the head middle school
Wow.
coach, and I had to
Wow.
go to the hospital. And I remember them calling me, telling me how everybody was doing. While
That's what's up. So,
DJ was coming.
so they, that's what's up. So this is when ZJ was born.
That's when ZJ came. I just thought of
Okay.
that.
That's
And
crazy. They was giving you updates.
so when Grace came, and man, ZJ was so hard. Like we're young, married couple, and you
What
get up and
age?
so and
What
so didn't
age?
want us. Okay, let's go. You know, baby in there. Let's gotta get the diaper bag, get together, make sure we got a bottle. We got wipes. No, we ran out of wipes. Got to stop by the store, get some wipes. I'm like, man, this is too much. I'm trying to go across the street, right?
For real.
So Grace came, and the baby, it's weird. They came so close, and we were still like ZJ still in diapers.
Oh,
So
wow.
uh,
Wow.
ZJ came, like the baby stuff was easy because it wasn't a
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're
Right.
already used to it. We already grabbing the diaper bag. We are
Yeah.
we are
The
all this stuff.
habit.
Well, yeah, it's just a habit. Yeah.
Yeah. And for us, it was 2 years, and then the transition from 1 to 2 was very challenging for us. Going from and then having a girl and a boy, having Gianna, she was so laid back, and then here come this boy that's just he's very needy. You know what I mean? And so I was like, man, like I cannot deal with this dude. Like, and that
It's
was what
hard.
leading up to be 3. I
Hey,
was like, I don't like
so
this dude, man.
and it's hard. Like somebody told me, they said, hey, when you got one, you get to play a zone.
Yeah.
Get now you playing man to man.
Hey, you gotta go. Hey, you gotta go at your man, bro.
It's
You know what I mean? And then
and
you go
you
to
lose that,
3.
you losing that matchup. So
For real, for real.
it's
So
hard.
then that's crazy. So then 10 years later,
Yeah.
you say, you know what, we want to have another one.
Well, yes. Yeah, around 8 years, yes.
Okay, 8 years later, you say you want to have
Necessarily
another.
not necessarily
Okay,
playing, but
okay,
she's not a surprise. But
okay.
so that one for all the opposite reasons. Like, really? Because you think, before Hope, um, was he it's 12.
Yes.
So 6 years, 6 or 7 years, like they go off to school, like we done. We
Yeah.
done. We done with
Yeah.
school age kids. Like we could be done in 6 or 7 years.
That's funny. That's funny.
Reset button.
So you had the same thought. Like that's the
Yeah,
same thought I had when we had Jordana. I was like, I'm glad he gonna be here, but I'm thinking like these next 3 4 years, especially when they get to the 2 and 3.
yeah.
Oh man, that's when you got to be so much on your discipline as a human being, because they need that discipline. Like
They need every. Yep. They need
right now, we
every.
struggling, yeah.
It's hey man, it's hard. We're blessed. We have some help. But it's hard, and it's just and the kids are also help. So we all playing. I mean, I can't say we winning, but we running. We run. We running a box.
About- Hey, listen, bro. Like I'm
We
with you.
trying. They still hard.
Because Jordana's about to be 3, right? And and things are so dramatic. Like whatever she can't get, it's a tantrum. I'm like, man, I'm over tantrums. You know what I'm saying? Like you're too late to be able to try to get tantrums over on me.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like I'm talking to her like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we ain't got time for this, man. Hey, we gonna sit you over here. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to do that crying over there. But I'm like, dude, it was just so now we are just trying. For me anyway, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to parent her because she knows she's the baby. You know
Wow.
what I mean?
Right. Right.
she knows that everybody in the house will cater to her.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And so that has been one of the biggest struggles for me as an individual. So
Yeah,
what about
man.
y'all?
I wave a white flag. She spoiled. She
Oh,
gonna be spoiled. And it just is what it is.
it is.
Fighting
That's
it.
what's up. That's what's up. So take me through so take me through their characteristics that align with yourself. So
All
what's
right.
the one
So
thing that you think that takes after you?
man, so ZJ is very laid back. He's me in mannerisms. He's me in responses to certain things. Now, the thing that he is a little bit different that he got from his mom is he's very shy. Now, I can be reserved. Like I can go somewhere and talk the most. I can go somewhere and not say anything.
Mm,
But he's very, very reserved, man. Very, very shy kid. And
wow.
I have to remind myself on the anxiety and the shyness as he gets older because it comes out differently, right? When
Okay.
he's
Okay.
4 years old and he's high behind my leg, he's shy. Well, he's too big to hide behind my leg now, so he'll just say, "No, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to do that." And so, trying
Mm,
to out what his true emotion is, because
mm,
he's not trying to say, I have some anxiety, I don't want to do this, or I'm shy.
yeah.
He is just no, I don't want to do that. And so I have to
Wow.
constantly remind myself what could be causing him to have those different reactions. So yeah,
Mm,
man, we go places. Everybody's like, "That's it's funny." He like I don't see it. Um, Everybody say we look alike, like
yeah.
people I coached
Yeah.
with. Like, oh
Yes.
man, the other day I had him come up to the school and he was standing outside while I was doing bus duty. And teenagers walking by, that's your son. We got masks on, like from my forehead and
What?
eye.
What? Wow. So
Yeah.
even in the
So
yeah, wow, that's
I
crazy.
take it. He mine. I think all three of them look like me.
Yeah.
But he's mine. He's the darker. He has more melanin than everybody else. Besides, so he looks like me.
Yeah.
Grace likes to make people laugh.
Okay.
Hope as well. I like to tell good stories. Oh, they both do. Yeah, man. ZJ not as uh, got to pull out of him. Grace likes to tell stories. I'm like Grace,
Yeah,
stop.
I put that on the caption, bro. I said, hey, you want to hear
Yeah,
stories? You gotta come listen. Because I know
yeah.
you're gonna give me some.
Grace is a storyteller, man. She loves to tell stories. She can't wait to tell you what happened at school, who did what, how it happened. She, paused for effect and wait on the punchline. So she
Really?
definitely gets that from me. Also, the funniest thing about Grace is Grace, and I don't know about Hope yet. Grace got a little hood in her. She don't
No.
live here where
What's
I
up,
grew up.
man?
But she
Yes,
got it in her
sir.
though.
Hey, we from the hood, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what's up. So is she still writing? I remember that one time she did that rap. I thought she did really well. It was years ago, but does she still do
Yeah,
anything like that?
yeah. I actually think Grace could rap. When I rap, I freestyle to them all the time.
Oh, okay.
Act like,
That's
oh,
what's
here
up.
comes Wayne Dad trying to rap all the time. If I can get Grace to do it with me sometimes though. So
Okay.
I think she can, or she might be like me and do it for some fun. But she
Yeah,
definitely hip hop. Always wants to listen to the Christian rap. She's
that's
definitely
what's
my
up.
child.
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. Okay. And then so go ahead. You was about to say something.
No, I was gonna say Hope is the baby. I don't know nothing yet except that she's spoiled, and we have the same eyebrows, so her facial expressions are look like mine, and she loves to make people laugh. Like people are like, what
At
is she doing?
two?
I laughed at that one time, and she do it every day.
Really? At
No,
two?
what it don't matter what it is. If she gets a laugh out of you, she will try to get it again.
Wow.
She'll try to get
That's impressive.
so
That's
yeah,
impressive. So what
yeah.
have some of the things that you have um say so far, which you say, I think I could have did that better. Do you have a story that says, you know what? I probably could have changed how I parented ZJ or Grace or Hope.
Man, you say that, and I can't. For as I talk, I'll try to think of a specific story, but I do that daily. You know, something I learned
Okay.
from my mom. Apologize to my kids. Like I didn't
Mm.
handle that. I didn't I didn't do that right. I'm sorry. You know. I also tell them when I changed my mind. Yeah, I know I said this, but I went back and thought about it. This is the best now. Today, this is what I'm thinking is the best today. I
No,
know I said this. Hey, this is
really?
where we're going. I'm making you do this. You gonna do this, and that's just kind of. And so I try to let them know that I'm not perfect. You know, we're trying to, as they get older, let them know that our opinions don't equal the same weight. But you know, it's
Mm.
and not that I've made a regret. I have any regrets or I made a mistake, but I think I did try to do the. And I don't know if you can hear Hope. She in the background
Yeah, I
somewhere.
can hear she good. Yeah, yeah, I can
So
hear it.
so I tried to, you know, we tried not to be at first. You do what I say because I said it, right?
Man.
You reason and let them know. But man, some on the way, they start thinking our opinions are the same, right?
That's
Mm.
true. That's crazy. That's
That
crazy.
what we say hold the same weight. And hold on, like I'm listening to you. You are a person. I recognize how you feel, but this is
Yeah.
what it is. Like, and
Wow.
decision is made. Like we're not. It's not up for debate. So trying to
Yeah.
walk that line to where they're not compliant and afraid, and trying to hear them as people, but also let
Yeah.
them know that we're not about to argue or debate about stuff either. Like,
No, that's crazy. That's
yeah,
man. As you say that, I'm thinking that that doesn't that happened with our oldest son and Ethan. So Joshua doesn't typically do that unless he is like he knows that he is right about
yeah,
something. That's the only time that he may talk back. Like if I said, like, why did you do that? I didn't do nothing. Like, but you know what I'm saying? That's the only time that he will. As
yeah,
opposed to Gianna, like she's going to have to say something about anybody that's talking. Like she has to be in the conversation, bro. You know, now and I'm trying to teach her that she has to know when. Because
right,
because what I've
right,
done is what I'm trying to do, like when people come over, adults come over, I don't necessarily say you got to leave. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because how else, for me, I'm like, how else would they learn adult conversations if
right,
they're not around them? And
right.
so I allow her to stay, and then she can interject, but then I have to also in that moment try to teach her when what she
We
cannot
need
say. And I think
right.
it's helped. It's helped a lot, but like she still is that. They said that the firstborn girl is rather bossy.
Okay,
And so you can see that.
I can see that.
Yeah, and so but she's gotten a lot better in receiving that constructive criticism, and we've worked on that. Just like you said, we apologize. I matter of fact, I had gave her a discipline because I thought that she had did something, and man, it broke her heart. You know, I think this is like when she was 8, maybe,
Yeah,
and she's almost 12, and she still remembers it. And she was like, I had disciplined her, and I had to go back and apologize to her
right,
because I didn't. I mean, I can't take the discipline back. You know what I mean?
right,
And so I said I can only do better next time. You
right.
know, and then with Ethan, Ethan is stubborn. You know what I mean? He gets that from his mom and his dad. So
Yeah,
like if he's going to he's going to comment just like Gianna. If a situ and don't let it be like somebody accusing Joshua of something. His basically his twin. He taking up for
yeah.
Joshua.
He's,
This I get quick story.
yeah,
We at the church. We at church, and Joshua is a kid just took his Joshua's I think it was his jacket, and so and Ethan started chasing after the dude. Right? Then we had church. And I told Josh, I said, dude, you gotta go get your jacket, man. You can't just let nobody just take your stuff. Because he didn't know how I was gonna respond. And so he's just sitting there. I said, you gotta go get it. Ethan, I had to tell him nothing. And he's chasing this kid around the room, trying to get his jacket. And the kid had to be 10. Ethan's only
Wow.
7, but Ethan didn't care because it's his brother. And
Right.
so anytime somebody say something about Joshua, whether it's me, his mother, or Gianna, Ethan is always going to take up for his brother.
He
Even
gonna
if
take up.
Joshua was wrong, he's going to figure out a way.
He gonna take
You
it
know?
for me. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man,
That's what's up.
Grace has been getting talked to lately. She definitely always has something to say about everything. And that's what we gotta let them know, that we love y'all. Y'all are our kids, but we're not equal. Like
Mm.
Amanda went out to eat today. She'll be at home making comments. They went somewhere and they didn't even take us. Like, we don't have to take y'all where we
Man.
But yeah,
Man.
so she's just like that, man. And her and her mom go at it. I'm normally the man, and
Mm.
I've apologized to my kids when I felt like I was too angry and I was speaking to them about what they did wrong with emotion. That's something I've
Yeah.
tried to, what discipline I'm giving out. I try to take emotional out of it because I don't want them to think they're being disciplined because I'm
Mm.
mad at them. They need to know that they're
Mm.
being disciplined because of the behavior, not because of how I feel about it. Right? You were
Mm. Yeah.
wrong, and so you get the
Yeah.
behavior. And so sometimes I do have to raise my voice because they won't listen, and that's what I'm trying to teach. I think that's the lesson. Like, and that's what the lesson I try to teach the kids at school is you have to be able to respond before someone raises their voice. And I and so I try, raising my voice is the last result, but we got to get our youth to understand that when someone's asked you to do something, so and so that's how I phrase stuff. Just like when I'm talking to kids at work, hey, why don't y'all go ahead and take a bath? You said, why don't you? That's the same thing. Go take a bath. Like, I'm
Oh
trying to
man.
get you to respond the way when your boss asks you to do something, you don't think it's a choice. Right?
Mm. That's a
And I
very good
also
point.
you can wait to someone to yell at you because people shouldn't have to be yelling at you. People should be able to
Right.
tell you with a calm voice to do stuff. So that's something too. I'm trying to teach them that they're not getting. You taught school age kids, tweens and teens go through what they gonna go through. Man, it don't
Yeah.
matter it don't matter how good they are.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you
They're
come to that?
wrong. Just being around so many kids.
Okay.
And just knowing, you have your favorite kids at work who always do everything they can, but they'll go home and try to get over on their parents. Part of growing is figuring out what you can get away with, which is why people
Wow.
who have absent parents struggle with discipline because they're able to get away away with things. They haven't
Mm.
that it's not okay,
Yeah.
to do something.
Their other parent is not consistent with the discipline.
Yeah,
So
right,
that, you
right.
know what I'm saying? Because and then the kid is like, well, I don't know what I can do, but since it's not consistent, then I'll do
Yeah, I'm gonna
whatever to
keep
see
trying. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying because I know sometimes I'll
I'm
be
not
able.
gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, and all that to say is, I'm sure we're making some mistakes right
Yeah.
now.
You know what's
With,
funny?
with
I just told my kids that. I said, listen, I don't know what the mistake I'm making is right now, but I'm sure it's something. You know what I mean? And so when y'all get older, y'all be able to tell me. I said, all I know is that I have no manual on you. You know, say I
and
read the
all,
scriptures. Say I read the scriptures to try to figure out how can I be a better dad, but
yeah,
I have no idea what it is that has to be for you. And that's a constant thing every day, trying to figure out how do I discipline you in this situation? How do I discipline you where you will change? You know what I'm saying? How do I discipline you? Because all of them are that different and that their disciplines are different. So how do you
yeah.
work with like the discipline situation, knowing that your kids are going to respond totally different?
And it depends on what they do. They
Okay.
both had different like major, things that we consider major things
Okay.
happening for different reasons, and so the
Okay.
response has been based on what they did. The things we taken away. We still do some corporal punishment.
Mm.
The way we handled that, but it's based on what the behavior was. you know, I still believe in spanking my kids, but
Mm,
them for every single thing, and I
right.
don't them often. And I think trying to, you know, I don't have a psychology degree, but the first time one of my kids got in trouble for hitting someone, I knew that the punishment wouldn't be hitting them. Right? I'm not,
Ah,
I'm not going to
that's a good
show
point.
you that you shouldn't be hitting somebody by hitting you. And I know, you know, different parents are different, man, but for me and mine, that's just something that I want
That's dope.
to stress. And again, not doing it with emotion, because if you hit someone because you was mad and I came home and yelled at you, I'm angry and I'm smacked, you know, and I spanked you or whooped you,
Yeah.
then I'm
Yeah.
doing the same thing I just asked you not to
Not to
do.
do.
Another
That's
thing,
smart.
as another way that I would do not parent, I do not say do as I say and not as I do. I try to, I
Mm,
model behavior. And we, you know,
that's
that's the
good.
phrase for classroom management. It's clear and modeled expectations. I
Absolutely.
try to model the expectation that I, you know,
Yeah.
want for them. But so yeah, that's just kind of way we discipline, man. We play it by ear. My wife is a little more quick to anger than I am.
You think? Do you think that's a woman thing?
Man, I don't know. It's, you
I'm
know,
asking. 'Cause I'm not saying that it is. I'm just asking your
I
perception.
I, I don't know. Different people have
'Cause I'm
different.
pretty
You
okay.
know,
Okay.
sometimes
Based
women of
on
color
background.
have to stand up for themselves because, you know,
Yeah.
society in certain instances, and so they're quick
Okay.
ideas sometimes.
Okay.
And so,
Because
and
I was explaining that to my wife. I said, you know, guys are not going to really respond to yelling at them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like my sons, they don't respond because I yelled at
right,
them. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And me as a man, a woman yells at me, I'm not going to get
yeah,
moved because you yelling at
yeah,
me. And so I'm just thinking because when I talk to my daughter, like I don't you know, it's been a while since I whooped her because I don't want
yeah.
her to think that this is regularly normal for a man to
Exactly.
do.
Yes,
You
yes,
know what I'm saying? And my wife was the one that helped me understand that maybe about a year and a half ago. And so I'm trying to explain to her the same way for a boy. Like they're
yeah.
not responding to you because you yelling. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
But if you
you don't want them to only be able to communicate that way. And I know it's
yeah,
hard. You got to speak in a tone where the kids understand that you're serious.
yeah. Right.
Um,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
But as you say, man, my wife disciplined my son before, and it really hurt his feelings, man. Like, and
Mm.
so when we got to really know who he is. He's a sensitive person. I'm not just saying he sit up and
I mean,
cry, but he's a sensitive soul. He really
yeah,
is. So
that's Joshua.
when I talk to him, we talk all the time, and I always make sure that we always talk about the behaviors, not you, the behavior, not mad at
Okay.
you, but in the behavior, and making sure that he
Yeah.
understands that, you know, when we have those talks, whether it's about not doing a homework assignment, or, you know, or not doing something, which means he's not going to get in trouble at school. He's not going to be doing it wrong. He'll be off task.
Mm.
He's
Okay.
not gonna be, and that's the opposite of me, right? That's
Me
the
too.
opposite of me. I'm not saying he's some amazing student, but he's a sweet person. Like, he's not going to do
Yeah.
something to offend somebody. He's just
Mm.
so.
It's not that.
So when he does get in trouble, it's remembering he's who he is, and not. And you want the discipline to be effective, and that's all in discipline. Like me, my role as an assistant principal is you
Yeah.
do what you have to do to make the behavior stop. You don't
Yeah.
just do whatever because you're angry, or do whatever because that's what worked on everybody else. Like, whatever it
Yeah.
is with your kid to make the behavior stop, that's what you do. And so I just remember, I never forget that he came upstairs, and I knew that they, you know, were going at it, and she was letting him have it. And he was upset, man. He actually grabbed like a picture of him and her, was getting ready to throw it away. I'm like, boy, come here. Like,
Wow.
his
He
feelings
hurt
were
them.
hurt, man. And
Yeah.
so just trying to make sure, and I can't necessarily say my wife was wrong. It's just we got
Right.
to make sure we
That's how
talk
he
to him.
received it though. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to make, yeah, and his perception is his reality. So we got to make
Yeah.
sure that it's talking to them that it's not about them, it's about the
Yeah,
behaviors.
I think that's good. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm gonna have to clip that or something because that makes a lot of sense. My um, Ethan, my youngest son, for the longest, or even sometimes now, well, earlier, like a year ago or something, he would say that he didn't feel like I loved him because he would get in discipline, right? And I was telling him, I would say, listen, I'm trying to get you to do something that you don't supposed to do, and you literally keep doing the one thing that I'm telling you not to do. I've tried every other discipline. I've taken away stuff. I've had a couple punishment. I've made you do sit-ups. I've made you do
Yeah,
push-ups. I've made you do wall sits. I've made you do a whole bunch of different
yeah, we've
things.
gone through it too. Yeah,
Yeah, and then I talked to him from a scriptural standpoint. I said, "Do you feel like God doesn't love us?" You know what I'm saying? And he said, "No, God loves us." And I said, "Well, He also disciplines us. It's in the scripture." And said, I told him, I said, Daddy loves you. He's just trying to get you to change your behavior. His brother came along and said that yeah, he said this. He said, if Daddy didn't love you, he wouldn't even discipline you.
wow,
That's what
wow,
Joshua
awesome.
told Ethan, and so Ethan was able to understand a little bit better. So appreciate you sharing. We're gonna get off into these questions, bro.
Okay,
All right, you gotta give me a number between 1 and 45.
1 and 45,
Yeah.
7.
All right. Which is the very best Christmas present you have received or given to someone else?
Oh man, I'm I'm not a good gift giver, man.
Oh well.
I don't not with the family, no. not
You
good,
chose the
not good.
question, bro.
Good gift getter. Let me think about something I've gotten for Christmas. Like the only things that really like makes me happy is the specific thing I asked for, right? Like that's and I don't remember. Oh man, the best Christmas gift I ever got, and you was there for this, was my PlayStation.
Was
Um, you were there because I didn't get it on Christmas. My mama said I can't afford to get it before Christmas. If you can wait a day or two after Christmas, and that's the only present you can get your PlayStation. And so I said,
wow.
I wait. I watched my brother open up all his stuff. I didn't care.
Wow. What age
Yeah.
was that?
Then I got my PlayStation, man. So I'm 97, 98,
Okay.
98
Okay.
around
Okay.
there. Yeah, because I think
That
I
was my
remember
senior
being
year. I
over.
just came back from college, man.
Yeah, it was probably 96 because the game was Madden 97 that I got
Okay.
with. And so
Wow.
I think I'll end up coming over that day, the day after Christmas or something, and
Yeah.
we all
That's
that's
what's
it.
up. Did we
I got
play?
the receipt. I
Did
think
we
we played.
play? Did
What?
I start crying?
No, 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 no.
That wasn't that day.
It was new. No, nobody was that good yet.
That's, that's what's up. You said you still got the
Yeah.
receipt?
I still got the receipt. It say Funko Land. Before GameStop bought Funko Land out, I still got it.
That's what's up. That's
What do you
dope.
say?
All right, that's what's up. Give me another
Yeah.
number.
25.
How many children did you want to have when you were younger?
I never, man, and I thought this question would come up while we were talking. I never thought being a dad. I thought about if I was a dad, I was going to be better than my dad, but I didn't think about kids, having a son, having a daughter. I didn't think about it. So none. It
It
wasn't a
was
thought.
one for me, and that's only because they had asked our marriage counselor had asked us. I said one.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? All right, last number.
34.
What is the silliest thing you've ever done?
Silly? I'm not a
Silliest thing you ever. I know.
I'm not a
So
big
you got
silly person. I think anything I do outside of my personality is silly. So
okay. So what is that?
I don't know. I do more now that I have kids. I do more as an educator. I remember one time we were getting ready to dress 70s, and I was gonna wear this big afro at school. We didn't get to though; it was canceled. So I don't know. The other day, a couple weeks ago, we were out to eat, and as some music was playing, we walked outside the restaurant. So I was dancing in front of this fountain, just because I know it's embarrassing to my kids.
Don't you love those moments, bro? Those are some beautiful moments, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I know it's not about me, but I gotta tell you this one though. What was that show? You remember? I think it was a skit, but he said the guy's name is Lloyd, but he says Lloyd.
Yes.
Okay. My daughter, my oldest daughter Gianna, she hates when you say Lloyd. I mean, with a passion, she does.
So you got to do it. You got to do it right now. There's every time my daughter says, "Guess what?" Full stop. No matter what. For like the past 2 months, I say chicken butt.
Jenny says that's funny. Jenny says that
no
too.
matter what.
Jenny says that too.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. And the other one she says because Joshua or Gianna asked, "Mom, what we doing tomorrow?" She said, "Taking over the world."
Pink in the brain. I said, try to take over the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursday, I say I'm Friday. Let's go get a Sunday on Saturday. I said,
You know who the first person? Ain't sit there was the first person that did that to me. I'm like, I'm thirsty. And she kept saying she Friday. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. I think I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I was just so confused.
Why she said she Friday? So all those things, man, kids bring it out of you, man. They do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so we got two more questions.
Okay.
Which TV dad would you say you resemble the most?
Man, you asked me this, and I should have been thinking. I don't know. I'm a bigger dude, Uncle Phil, probably.
We're talking about it doesn't necessarily have to be in physique.
Yeah, I know.
How you may parent, how you may parent. You know how funny you may be, or serious, whatever.
Man, you know what? And talking about the character, probably, probably Bill Cosby. Probably Heathcliff Huxtable.
That's funny. You are the third person that has prefaced it like that too. I get you now. Every dad that has said, "Well, let me think," and then they preface it. Not Bill Cosby, Heathcliff
Huxtable, and that's the end. Even when my kids are in trouble, that first episode where Theo did the you're a doctor and mom's a lawyer. Won't you just love me because I'm your son? And everybody clapped. And he said, "That's got to be the dumbest thing."
You remember that? That was season.
So that's me. Like when even they're in trouble, it's a serious situation. I'm going to be me. We're going to laugh. I'm going to make fun of them. For that reason, I'll say Heathcliff Huxtable, man. Because
that's what's up. Yeah,
you don't enjoy it. They hate it. I poke fun at them. I laugh at them. It's all in love, but that's me.
Yeah. Have you tried the one where you mimic them?
All the time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was so irritating. Huh?
They hate that boy. Boy.
Is it for you too? Like
yeah, they hate that.
Okay, I just started doing it.
They hate that, even though they do it to me sometimes. You know what's funny? Before you get to the next question, having two kids of the same age, close age, is to hear them when they don't know I'm hearing them, like talking bad about us, like they know what they talk about, right? Like they know how it should be going and how we doing the wrong. The wrong thing. It reminds you of that Bernie Mac stand up when he was talking about his nieces and he was saying him downstairs. It would make me mad. It cracks me up.
Yeah, that would crack me up too. That's what's up. Okay, last question. How do you want to be remembered by your kids? Only your kids, and like, what would you like to hear them say about you?
I want them to know that I did everything I could, and I actually both naturally and spiritually set them up for success. And
Mm-hmm.
I want my kids to talk fondly of me. I really do. It's in my everyday thoughts. Like it's in my
Mm-hmm.
decision. It's in the things that I do. I want them to be able to tell stories about me. I want them to be able to, talk, fun of me when they get together. Remember when daddy did this? Or remember when daddy did that? I want them to be able to talk to their kids and say, man, my dad taught me this. I want them to be out, if they are fortunate enough to be on a documentary, I want them to talk about my life. Like I watch a lot of documentaries, and it's always cool for me when a person can go point by point talking about their dad. I was watching, we were doing this Bible study, this manhood Bible study. And this guy was talking about his dad, and that's exactly what I was wanting. He's like, my dad was born in such and such city on this date. His first job was this. He married,
Wow.
in this year, and then got a job at this place, and such and such date he opened this church. Like, I want my kids to be able to know about my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was so meaningful to them. They remembered the stories, and that they are ready to share with people. So those are the things I want my kids to be able to say. I want them to still be in Christ and talk about how, I held those standards, and I was able to, walk out the path in front of them that, I told them that I believe. So, all those things.
That's what's up. That's dope. Well, appreciate your time, man. It's been dope. For those that want to, like, share, comment, subscribe. Moving on, this will be up on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Rumbler. And the last words will be from Coach Zeph or AP Zeph.
Man, I appreciate
What
it,
else
man.
would you like to say?
I, kids, kids really do need their fathers. And also, we have to, we have to be ready to, at any point, and it won't be a situation that causes this. We have to be able to give an account of what we did to help grow the people that God has blessed us with. And I know I have a lot of different beliefs than everybody else as me as a Christian, but I really do try to talk to God about the person that He chose to come through my loins, the soul that He put in that body, and who they are and what He has for them, and really try to grow them to be the person that they're going to be. I want to admonish every dad out there to continue to grow. I thought this was going to come up, but it didn't. One thing that I found in dealing with my son is, if you have a child that are into the same things that you're into, if you like track, if you like basketball, and they like to sit and watch basketball with you, really, really appreciate it. Because you're fortunate to have that. I'm in a situation to where I'm trying to cater my interest to be my son's interest, because it's not, they're not mine at this time. So appreciate your kids, love on them, try to grow, try to do things that they like to do, even if it's not what they like, what you like to do, and be real with them. Tell them when you mess up. Y'all grow together, man, and God bless.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate the time, bro. We out here.
No
Deuces.
problem, man. Y'all be good.
You do the same, homie.